Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Sharon bringing you guys another supply drop opening video, but this one's going to be a little different. It's actually going to be a backdrop towards me reviewing Euro 2016. Now, I know a lot of my audience out here, according to Google Analytics, is actually American based, so if you're wondering what the hell is Euro 2016, fear not, I'm here to explain everything to you. Euro 2016 is a major soccer tournament which is going on right now in Europe. It's held once every 4 years and it's only second in prestige when you compare it to the World Cup. So it's a pretty big deal out there in Europe, and actually a lot of the world actually follows this tournament because a lot of the major teams in the soccer universe actually play in Europe, and this is some of those best teams being pitted against each other. But before I jump into that, I actually want to give you guys a rough idea of what's going on in the supply drop opening video and how this came about. So, well, I was playing a game a lot, and I was grinding out a bunch of crypto keys, and I noticed that I had about 500 crypto keys, and then I noticed I also had 500 quad points based on me actually pre-ordering the Infinite Warfare game. So I said, what the hell, that translates to about 20 different rare supply drops. So why not just open up a bunch of these rare supply drops for you guys and just show you guys all the new gear, which is the camo and the weapons which came in. Now, I'm not gonna lie, before you go any further, I did get a bunch of new camos, but I only got one weapon, which was a pretty sweet weapon, and it's something which was just newly released. So even if you're not interested in soccer and you're not really all about that, just go through this video, take a look at all the new gear which was released, because as you guys know, just before any DLC comes out, they release a bunch of new stuff to get up some support and drum up some more interest in the game. So this should serve, at least as a backdrop if you're interested in the game and not really interested in soccer. Just go through, take a look at all these new camos. Look at the one which is on your screen right now, the Energy On. It's a pretty sweet camo. I've been playing with it. I played with the BO3 too, which is actually a pretty good gun. I honestly really underestimated that gun, but playing with it, by the way, it really has opened my eyes up to the BO3. It's actually a pretty good weapon when it's actually used in the right hands. So before I jump into that, I want to just review Euro 2016. So let's get into it, guys. Now, Euro 2016 is currently being held in France, and it's actually in its quarterfinal stage, which means this tournament's been going on for a while, and the group stage is done and the round of 16 is done, and we're down to the final 8 teams in Europe. Now, this tournament hasn't been without its upsets. Now, if you guys have noticed in the news yesterday, England actually got knocked out in this tournament by a team called Iceland, and Iceland, if you guys don't know, is a Nordic country. It's in Northern Europe, and it honestly has only about 330,000 people in it. So that was a huge upset. So think about it, 330,000 people in it, and apparently there's this running joke which is going on right now where there are actually more volcanoes in Iceland than there are registered soccer players. So think about that. The magnitude of that upset is just huge. There's another upset which is not really truly an upset, but the defending champions Spain, which were the winners of the last edition, were also knocked out, but they were knocked out by a pretty big team, and they were the Italian team, which is actually a really good team and a really sleeper underdog, which a lot of people are not paying a lot of attention to that team, and they really be going under the radar, and they're actually a pretty darn good team. So let's get into actually reviewing the quarterfinals, and let's go game by game. So there are obviously 4 games. The first game, which is actually going to be starting off tomorrow, it's going to be played in Marseille, which is actually a beautiful area in France. Actually know a few people from Marseille. They actually highly recommend the place. So the game which is going on is called between Poland and Portugal. Now this game is actually 2 teams which are pretty evenly matched. Now Portugal and Poland both have 2 huge superstars. Poland has Robert Lewandowski and Portugal has Cristiano Ronaldo, but they haven't really set the tournament alight. Though Poland, do play a little well. Portugal's actually been very defensive, and they're kind of like squeaking through, but you never know. So between them, I would say Poland has about a 51% chance to win through, and Portugal about 49%, which shows how closely matched I think those teams are. But I'm going to give Poland the edge here, just because I think that they've been playing a lot better than Portugal, and I think that they're going to make the final 4, and they are definitely a dark horse that you want to think about. Now the next match is going to be played day after tomorrow. Is going to be Wales and Belgium. Now Wales have been a little bit of a surprise package, and honestly a lot of people didn't know that they would make it this far, but they've got another major player called Gareth Bale, who plays for a team called Real Madrid at club level. and he's actually a pretty good player, and he's actually single-handedly almost dragged them to the quarterfinals of this tournament. So Wales, in my opinion, are a big underdog, and they're playing Belgium, which is actually a team which was not too long ago ranked number 1 in the world. Think about it. The number 1 ranked team in the world. They have a lot of fantastic players who actually play all across Europe, like Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku, all the big names from all the big English Premier League teams. And honestly, they're going to be massive favorites to go through the round of 16 and go to the quarterfinals and go right into the semifinals. So I'm actually going to pick Belgium to move forward here, and actually Belgium to actually beat also the winner between Poland and Portugal and actually reach the final. Now, the other match in the third match is going to be played on July 2nd, or the third quarterfinal is actually a lot more trickier. It's between world champions Germany and Italy. Now, Germany by far look the best team in this tournament, and I'm not just saying this because I'm actually a German supporter and I support Bayern Munich, who a lot of the players actually play for Germany. Now, Germany's look like they're a team which is just runs like clockwork. They're like a machine. But the problem is that Germany has actually really bad record against Italy, and unfortunately, Germany has played Italy 8 times in major tournaments. When I say major tournaments, I'm only talking about the Euros and the World Cup, and they've only drawn against them 4 times and they've lost 4 times. So Italy kind of has like a psychological hold against Germany, which will probably play on the German players' minds. But I'm going to give Germany the slight edge here because Germany just seems so strong right now. It's hard to put anything past them. Now, the final quarterfinal is actually between France, which are the hosts, and they have a beastly team. They actually have the most individual class of players. When I say individual class of players, I mean players who can actually turn the game on their head with a individual moment of brilliance. So France has the most individual players like that on their team. They have probably about 5 or 6 players, ranging from Payet to Antoine Griezmann. They have a lot of one-on-one players who can just do something magical and change the game at the same time. Iceland are just rank underdogs. They beat England, but I think Iceland, because the way they are set up, I think this is where their tournament ends. I expect France to go through. Now, France and Germany are going to be pitted against each other. That's going to be a huge game, and I truly believe the winner between France and Germany is actually going to be winning the Euros. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the quarterfinals. I'm actually going to be talking a little bit more about the Euros coming up, and I'll just give you guys a breakdown of what I thought about the games and the analysis behind them, and why certain teams went through and why certain teams didn't. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing a lot more different stuff than just reviewing games. So I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys support me in this. Until the next one, see you guys. Take it easy.